What we're doing here is the first step. We're finding out who really cares, who's passionate about Myanmar's industry. In our meetings yesterday, we spent a lot of time finding out first of all, what their problems were and what their various challenges were in their industry, what the composition of their industry is, where do they see the growth. We heard about changing consumer preferences as their incomes rise here in Myanmar. So this is a place where we can come as friends, we can help their industry grow, and at the same time, they can help us sell more soybean meal and use our products. If we don't do it, somebody else certainly will, and we're finding that out. The prospects for the country are quite good. They have 53 million people, and they have the feed production for a population size usually of about 15 to 20 million people. So the prognosis is probably in the neighborhood of 5 to 8% growth per year for the next 4 or 5 years. I think you'd be hard pressed to find anywhere on the globe a market with that kind of potential for growth. People may or may not know, but Myanmar, or classically known as Burma, went through a period of shutdown where literally under knee wind from 1962 up to basically the end of the 80s was a closed economy, much like North Korea is now, although probably not as poor. And from the time that from the 90s forward, they've been slowly opening up. I often lecture a lot of people on the fact that marketing is a human endeavor, right? It has got nothing to do with the internet or advertising on TV. Basically, the steps is that you prospect, right? Then you verify your find. It's exactly like, looking for gold, and prospecting is an important part of the marketing process. Another important part of it is that once you get through the prospecting and you get to the second stage, then it becomes an iterative process. Again, we're human beings, and the only thing we really function on are relationships. So once we do form our relationships over here, just like a farmer has to go out and plant every year in order to get any kind of yield or any kind of market, we have to come back here and we have to service this market and maintain our relationships, not just for one generation, for many generations to come. I think the local people realize their potential in their market here. I see that in their eyes. I think they're a bit mystified that we haven't moved faster. I mean, we all want to do things yesterday, and they're no different, But we did visit with a Dutch company yesterday, or a Dutch origin company that's built 2 feed mills in 2 years. Last night we met with companies, one that has their headquarters in Indonesia, one that has their headquarters in Thailand, and they have also built 1 or 2 feed mills over here. A good comparison would be Vietnam 10 years ago, when they had maybe 8 feed mills, and in a period of 15 years, they built 325 feed mills. I don't think the same thing will happen here, because I think some of the lessons were learned from Vietnam, but definitely they will, as one of our prospective clients said yesterday, for their population, they really should be at about 8 to 10 million tons, or let's just say 10 million tons of feed production, which should be on the order of 250 to 300,000 tons of soybean meal consumption in a year. Well, I think one of the unique things Iowa and our partner states do is we do go out with trading capability in our trade missions. So even last night, as we finished up our meetings, people said they wanted to buy soybean meal, and we were able to get them quotations from AGP, and hopefully we can put together a trade. We can't just be Mr. Feelgoods. We have to be pragmatic. They have their self-interest to build up their firms. And I think I repeated it many times. We do not sell soybean meal. We do not sell corn. We sell improved livestock production for our customers, right? And so what our farmers need to understand is they need to look further down the road and say, You know, if I'm serving a processing plant, yes, yield's important, but what's important to that next person in the chain? How can I deliver a better product to him? Then, you know, and I think our farmers do quite a good job of that, actually. So we need to listen. We need to listen as well as just talk and understand our customers' problems.